That is so ghetto.
It is.
I
Alrighty, so we are going to start. Let's see. So what are we going over today? It is the Smash Lab. We haven't done this in a while, and And today's episode features MacD. And what are we gonna go over today?
we're going over teams.
Yeah, teams. Very nice.
Teams. I love teams.
And what are the matches?
So I picked out two different sets. One is S2J and Lovage because they were like one of SoCal's best teams through teamwork and stuff. And of course, our great, very great friends PewFat. Everyone knows and loves them. And then the second match was requested by somebody because I wanted a Team UGS match because Armada and Aniolis have some of the craziest teamwork I think any of us have ever seen. And Leffen and Ice are no slacks themselves, so I thought that would be a pretty good set too.
Very cool. And then, are we open to viewer requests at the end?
Sure, we'll see.
All right. And I guess what are some of the key takeaways you want? Because you really advocate for teams. And so what do you want the audience to leave with tonight?
Either a better understanding of maybe how to work with someone to like do better as a team, or like learn how to watch teams and get like, because a lot of people are telling me they don't enjoy teams because they don't like there's too much going on or they don't know how to watch them. So maybe they learn how to watch teams, or they get inspired and want to go find a partner and try to start working on teams themselves. Just I guess an overall increase in teams knowledge and love.
Aw, okay, very cool. Alrighty, so a little bit of about MacD. He has a Twitter. Go ahead and follow him. He likes Yoshi's apparently. MacD Smash, and he also streams semi-regularly. Twitch.tv/MacD Smash.
Wow, you would take that photo. Okay.
Yes.
Embarrassing.
Just moderately.
Oh wait, I almost plugged my own stream on my Twitter.
Nice. Any other
lay it on me.
Any quick plugins that you have for yourself? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have a Twitch? Do you have an Ask FM? Do you have?
No, I don't have any of those other things.
Okay,
those are the two best ways to contact me and tell me how much you love me or you hate me or you have questions or.
And if they know you well enough, they might become Facebook friends with you, and then the relationship's official.
And then it's a Facebook. You know how many people I've had to turn down recently?
Dude, same here. I feel really bad, but when our mutual friends are only like Mewtwo King, Hungrybox, and Mango, like sorry, I can't add you.
It's always Mewtwo King and Hungrybox. Like,
I feel really bad and it feels obnoxious, but like if I haven't met you physically in real life, and then I don't really add you.
Dude, I've turned down people in SoCal who I can tell are from SoCal, but it's like, dude, if I don't actually know who you are when you're adding me, I'm just not gonna add you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Alrighty. And some of your accomplishments. So you're currently 6th on the SoCal Power Rankings.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's mediocre, but I'm like 12, so I guess I'm at least 2 times worse than you, right?
That's how the numbers work. That's what I've been told.
Right. So how's singles gone for you?
Well, actually, throughout the past, I've got 9th place at 3 big national tournaments. Most recently, Apex 2014, at which I only lost to Mango and Fiction. So, losing to basically West Coast. And then in SoCal itself, this last weekend, I beat Okami, Fly, and Westballs, and only lost to S2J twice in some pretty close sets. So
that's pretty impressive, considering Okami and Westballs have both kind of given you a little bit of a hard time. So like, what do you notice that was kind of different, or like that kind of edged you out last weekend?
Well, this is the second or third time I beat Okami now in a row, so I think I've just kind of got over my Sheik block. I used to just really hate Sheik and just think it was impossible, but I started playing a little more patiently, and I'm realizing like how to deal with Sheik.
Okay.
And then Westballs, I just learned the Falcon matchup a lot better. So, and his Falcon is mediocre in comparative to his like Falco.
Right.
So.
And then you had a lot of close matches with Johnny. Normally, it's been like Johnny's typically run away with the matches against you, but they were a
Yeah,
lot
S2J used to
closer.
like 3-stock me. Like if we played a 3 out of 5, I'd get like triple 3-stocked. It was not pretty, like
Yeah.
at all.
And then now you're like coming close, you're taking matches, so I'm pretty impressed, and I think that a lot of the stream work and a lot of the tech skill and a lot of the practice is kind of showing in your results.
I can definitely feel it too. I just feel more confident in my tech skill and just overall general like play.
Yeah, your follow-ups are a lot better too, from what I've noticed. Like you're gonna follow up with the hit, and I think that comes back to what you just said now with confidence. That like you kind of hesitate and just try to maintain stage as opposed to trying to go for the hit that you may have gotten if you're like Armada, but maybe you're mini Armada. Who knows? Armada.
I down smash too much to be Armada.
Okay. Can we add a top 8 to your singles national accomplishments anytime soon? You've gone really
Well, there
close.
are 3 pretty big tournaments this summer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. How many
I
are you
would
going
not
to?
be surprised to see MacD in top 8 or above at multiple tournaments.
But Florida might come in and Plup might whoop you.
Really?
Plup is God.
I've heard Plup is pretty good, but if I'm not mistaken, I played him at Apex 2014. And I beat him 2-0, so...
Shots. Anyway, I'm just totally
Florida's
messing.
good, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think I give props to Florida. I think they're easily top 3 region-wise in the nation.
They're definitely good. Plup, like when he's coming out to SoCal in a couple weeks, I definitely expect him to do pretty damn well.
Yeah, I agree. Doubles. So I'm not sure if this is statistically correct. We've had I think 17 Super Smash Sundays. You've won 15 of them, correct? Or like give or take. You only lost to Mango twice.
I've lost to Mango twice, and then me and Lucky lost.
Okay, so you won 14. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I won in SSS doubles with Mango carrying me. I was quite heavy.
Oh wait, that was so bad. Okay.
Yeah, and then some other accomplishments. Just real quick, you got 5th at nationals at Apex 2013 with Vans. So that shows that you don't just team with foxes and win. I think
Double Peach, man, that's the funnest team ever.
I think that's a claim a lot of people have made. It's like, oh, MacD only wins with good foxes, but you got really far with Vans, so that was good. 2nd at Kings of Cali with Fiction.
Only losing to Mewtwo King and Lucky, which they're not bad.
Yeah, and then 1st at SoCal Regionals and 1st at the next episode. Both with Fiction?
Both with Lucky.
Oh, both with Joey. Okay. How's teaming with Joey?
Lucky is probably the 1st or 2nd best teams player in SoCal.
What makes you say that?
He's just he teamed with Mango for so long. He knows how to play both like passively and aggressively so well, and he just always seems to like follow up and be in the right place at the right time.
I see.
And I guess the other thing, when I'm teaming with Lucky more so than anyone else in the past, I could trust him, because a lot of my issues with certain other teammates is I don't trust them to do things right. So like we'd kind of get in each other's way, or I would just take over and try to do everything.
Right.
But with Lucky, I knew I could trust him to do things, which is hint hint, something that's pretty important in teamwork.
I feel like Lucky, he knows pretty well. Sometimes he can get pretty messed up, but for the most part, he knows how to make decisions really well. So he can engage 1-on-2s if he thinks he's gonna win, or he can just avoid it and just buy time. And I think that's what I really like about Joey. Alrighty, let's go on to the Smash Lab. All right.
Awesome.
You have control, right? Are you in the room?
I totally accidentally closed that link. I'll find it.
All right. Let me give you a new link because I think I opened a new page.
Oh, well,
Sorry,
then.
stream. All right. I gave you the room.
There we go. MacD Smash. Does it really? Are they even gonna see it? I guess I didn't really need to put my name. Whatever.
Not sure. Alrighty.
All right. Where do we want to start? GPU and SFAT.
We'll do PPU and SFAT. So I'll just change the video. I changed the video.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and start it. I'll give you control.
Well, I lost. What was our timestamp? 3 minutes. Okay.
maybe we could go through the beginning, like the first couple minutes, and kind of set the narrative. Maybe you could pick their like. Maybe we can look at SFAT and I don't know which character you want to highlight. And then maybe we can try to. You can give us some insight on how that person's making decisions.
Just on this first match or on that second match?
On the first match.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go on and kind of build to the 3-minute mark.
Okay.
All right, you can go ahead and press play. Oh wait, I need to give you Operation Manager, right? All right, I give you the ownership of it.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. So this one like started halfway through the match. I don't know why it did that, but what you're gonna see here is I don't know. Well, here let's ask the chat. I want to ask the chat. Who do you guys want to focus on more? S2J and Lovage or PewFat? Let's ask the chat.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait a little bit to sync up because
That's fine. But I know both of these teams are they're really good teams that come with teamwork. So I'm interested if the chat would rather kind of delve into one more than the other.
All right, we got a 3 for S2J.
We'll give it a few seconds.
Right.
Okay.
Maybe it might be easier to just focus on one player. So if you could type in a player you want to follow, and then we'll give insight to that player and try to assess the type of decisions they need to make.
That is the easiest way to watch teams for all of you who like have trouble watching teams. The easiest way is just focus on one player, and it's like sure you're not gonna notice everything, but you're still gonna. I feel like I can still really enjoy teams even though I'm only watching one player. Kevin's in the chat. I don't want to criticize Kevin or,
I think
Kevin all day.
I think Kevin makes a lot of good decisions in this, so I don't know if we'd be really criticizing him too much, to be honest, as opposed to pointing out things that he's doing correct.
All right. Well, it's either S2J or PewPew. It seems like.
Let's play rock paper scissors.
You and me?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me open my Skype.
All right.
Okay.
If I win, it's PPU because technically we're both from NorCal, but I represent NorCal Smash more. If you win, we'll follow S2J.
Okay, I can't even see your camera, but...
All right. Well, they can, so I'll be honest. All right.
Okay.
All right.
We have to wait.
No. Just do it. Okay, I'm going to say rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, I did that.
All right,
okay.
I did paper. All right,
I did paper.
Let's do it again.
Okay, great.
Rock, paper, scissors. All right, rock it is.
Oh man, this is terrible.
You won. You already won.
Finally?
You already won. I didn't know that there was that much delay.
Dude, it's behind, dude. I know. I'm so confused. Oh, there we go. I was one behind. Okay. Hype, guys. So we're gonna watch S2J. Okay.
All right. Okay. So while we press play.
They're criticizing our rock paper scissors through Skype. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Please.
All right.
Okay.
You won. All right. I guess you can press play.
I'll let it roll. So let's watch. S2J really loves like this stage is a little different for him because normally you'll see him running around on the platforms and stomping through them is one of his typical ways. So right now they're both just trying to control SFAT in between, but then SFAT doesn't kind of jump into either one, so he gets out for free. So just follow S2J. He kind of got comboed into another combo, but gets back. No, okay. The poor life of Falcon. Okay, so there's one thing that the team chemistry between Lovage and S2J. One thing Lovage loves to do is that run off the stage and up B right there, which you don't see a lot of other people do. Like for some reason with Lovage and S2J, it worked out so much better than with any other like Foxes.
Hey,
I don't really understand how or why, but for some reason when Lovage did it, it was like always amazing, and he like was safe like 95% of the time. So you'll see Lovage do that a lot to save S2J in positions where he might otherwise die.
Real quick, are you at 45 seconds right now?
Yeah, I paused it.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check. Okay, we can keep going.
Okay, so S2J, oh well, and then he dies. Poor S2J. So he's got to come save Lovage, but then Lovage ends up getting out himself. So
you'll see that S2J kind of sits in the back and uses his speed to punish. Like right there, he just used his speed and was able to punish SFAT with the knee. And normally in this team, like it's hard for Falcon to be a super aggressor against a team like this anyway, which is why you'll see Oscar do it. So he target switched there probably he was scared if he followed up on Pew Pew that SFAT would just come and punish him. So he just did like a target switch onto SFAT to cover his back, considering Pew Pew would be in the hit stun. And you see there, instead of trying to edgeguard Fox, which he probably wouldn't be able to do, he goes and saves Lovage since he was basically getting chain grabbed by Marth.
Real quick, I'm going to pause. Can you
Sure.
explain to the audience what a target switch is?
Oh, sure. Okay. So for all of you who don't know,
Well, let's go to a situation where that might present itself, and then we'll pause.
okay, we'll play the replay.
All right, go to a point where like one person can decide between two players.
Well, when it happens, we'll see it,
Yeah.
and I'll pause.
All right.
They're just doing stuff. You'll see. Dang it! The text. I missed the text. No, they're just going. So S2J right there is just trying to stay safe. Okay, he's in a 2v1 right now.
Press play. Go back like to 205.
205. Did you
And
say
just-
something?
Yeah. All right. Okay, there we go. Press pause. So,
Okay.
if you just wonder, so Johnny just tried to knee Pew Pew there, and he was going for. So it's kind of like a fake when you target switch. Basically, when you have a situation where there's you're kind of sandwiched between two people. Did you just move it?
Yeah, I moved it back.
Move it to like 205.
Well, I was just gonna let it play, and you could watch it again.
Okay. So
While you were explaining.
So just look at Johnny. So you'll kind of see him like pretend to go for SFAT, and then he'll switch and try to knee Pew Pew here. And the reason why it kind of works is because it throws people off. So he's gonna switch to right there. So he switches back and forth between trying to hit Pew Pew and SFAT. And why this kind of works is it throws people off because people are kind of spacing a certain way, and you're challenging their assumptions. So if one person's like, oh crap, they're gonna hit me, and your partner thinks the same way, well, you can just kind of switch and hit their partner instead as a juke, and it's kind of interesting to do. I'm not sure if you want to add anything to that.
No, I mean that basically covers it. It's just like he said. Basically, they think you're gonna go for one per. It's really easy to see like during combos that if you're comboing someone mid combo, what happens is instead of like finishing your own combo, you stop to hit their partner because you see like their partner's coming to punish you for comboing their partner.
Yeah. And if you
Too many partners, but
yeah. If you play MOBAs like League, like the perfect example would be if you're like in a duo lane and you see like a person trying to land a skill shot on one character, but they switch targets and hit you instead and trick you. But anyway.
So we'll just watch S2J do this 2v1. He's gonna try and do things that aren't that laggy. Like there, you saw he do the down throw, and he could have had a tech chase on Fox in theory, but because he knew Pew Pew was there, he just shielded because Pew Pew came to punish him.
Yeah. Do you want to explain
So-
sandwiching?
Well,
So
that was kind of sandwiching, but
All right.
yeah.
Uh,
Go for it.
So, just real quick, you notice how Team Red, they always want to put S2J in the middle of them so that they can spam hitboxes on both sides, and it's really hard for S2J to get out. Good follow-up. And
I was just letting it go until it ends. There, he's dead. Okay. So, S2J did his best, but he lost for him. Oh, look, it's Tafokins commentating the match.
dude, I'm hella dark. I can't even see myself.
So dark.
All right.
Darkness. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that terrible joke.
Look at Pew Pew in his tie-dye shirt. All right, 3 minutes. Okay, so this is where you come in.
So this was kind of the match I wanted to, like, I thought was kind of exemplified, kind of a back and forth in both ways. So it starts off with Pew Pew and SFAT getting on both sides of them, and man, Lovich had some bad DI and just kind of died. It was really, really dumb, but Because there's a couple moments specifically in this match that I think point out like crazy team situations that people are gonna think are random, but really like if you pay attention, like I mean, it's hard to tell in the moment. When you go back and watch them, you can see what all the decision making was and why that situation turned out that way. But for now, you just kind of see S2J. He kind of, I think he wants to get off to the side like that. Like that's where he wants to be, and lets Oscar stay in. You see, he tried to punish Pew Pew when he threw Oscar.
Right.
But there you go. So S2J was staying back. Oscar back aired S-Fat into him, and Johnny was able to basically cover it with a knee and get the kill. Okay, right here. This part makes me so upset at Oscar, at Lovage. So watch, they're both off the stage. Like, S2J gets hit off the stage, and then Lovage gets hit off the stage. And so, where is it? Right there. So S2J's dead. But you see Oscar, if you watch what he does, you can set it in the little Firefox. Instead of going up to hit S2J, he goes down and just kills himself. And, which is really rare, because normally those two always try to save each other. So I don't know why Oscar chose that. But, like, he easily could have tried to up B and hit S2J back onto the stage. So, it's just one of those moments where it's like, you don't always want to give up, you don't always want to just, like, give up yourself. Because even though you might be dead, like, your up B could save your partner, you know? So it's, like, something to be aware of. Don't like, get defeated on yourself just because, you know, in singles, you'd be like, well, I'm dead, I'm just going to kill myself.
Right.
Yeah, so Lovage easily could have saved Johnny, basically, was the point of that.
Can you actually go a little bit before that to 354?
Sure.
Yeah, the moment like Oscar flies out or gets hit and knocked back.
Yeah,
all right,
so
press
he
pause.
gets hit right there.
All right.
What about it?
So, one thing that you want to notice is like taking space and protecting your partner by giving them room to recover. So, in this clip, Oscar will get hit, and just watch where Johnny goes right away. What he's trying to do is he's trying to be a lineman, and he's trying to protect the space so that Oscar Lovage can get back safely. So let's play it. So look at how Johnny is trying to just make room. Unfortunately, he makes a risky move there, and they both die. But the whole point of that was so that S2J can protect the room around the ledge so he can get back safely.
And basically, if he did probably almost any other type of like defensive maneuver besides a side B, Lovage probably would have got back because S-Fat wouldn't have been able to get in that position to shine him. But so it's just one of those things to watch out. It's not like he necessarily, you don't necessarily have to go save your partner, which is one of the things like people are probably always telling you. You don't have to go save your partner. If you just control the like edge zone and give your partner a free recovery, it's like even better than going out to quote unquote save them.
Right. Okay, keep going.
So they're both kind of focusing on the other character, and then you see S-Fat just straight up leaves S2J and goes to help Pew. And then they're just kind of caught together like in this sequence. And they each just kind of like, when they both got hit to the other side of the stage, they just kind of decided to keep the 1v1 instead of going for a 2v1. Which is sometimes what'll happen, like when you get separated on each side of the stage, sometimes you better just like, well, I'll just fight the guy next to me and we'll wait till something bad happens to my partner. And there was a nice little team combo. Like they didn't really get in each other's way. They let Lovage and S2J kind of covered one option each and was able to make a nice little team combo out of it. I think here's where the weird thing really happens. So just watch this part. And just, after all of that, somehow S-Fat is the one to die, and then Lovage and S2J make it back.
Right.
But if we watch it, just watch it again. I want you guys to watch it again and see if you can figure out what all happened, and then I'll walk you through it step by step. But there you go. So bunch of craziness. People are like, wow, teams is so random. This is so stupid. What the hell? They were edge guarding blue team, and then all of a sudden, S-Fat's dead. Like, I hate teams. It's so random. But really, none of that was random. If you piece it through step by step, I could see in the moment, like when I was watching that the first time, I'm like, what the hell? Like, how? So then I decided to go watch it a couple times and break it down step by step. This is from Kings of Cali too, so it is a couple years old. So yeah, you know, you weren't as great as you are now. But so what happens is S2J tried to save Oscar, and then it didn't really work out in their favor, and then SFAT comes in and nairs both of them. He shines, so what ended up happening is SFAT does a nair shine, shines both Marth and Falcon off the stage, and then Marth up Bs, which hits Falcon, but then Lovage goes down trying to shine spike Marth, but what happened was Marth was already too high, so then he gets shine on the stage, whereas S2J was not on top of the stage yet, so he kind of falls down. And so then, S2J is like, well, that's fine. I can just up B to grab the ledge right now. And Oscar just needs to get on the stage. But Oscar doesn't up B or side B up high. So he falls into S2J's up B. So this is something like, it's just kind of like, because of Oscar's decision making, he ended up getting grabbed by S2J, and that's just what happened. So he goes flying, isn't DIing for it, obviously, because he didn't expect to get grabbed that instantly.
Yeah.
And then you see SFAT went off the stage to try and like edge guard Falcon. It didn't work. And then Pew Pew got a forward air onto Falcon when he was recovering, and then just down tilted. But he ended up hitting SFAT because SFAT went off the stage to try to do something cheeky. And so now, basically SFAT, because of where the down tilt hits him and when he up Bs, he basically has to go straight up. But Lovage started his up B sooner, so he ends up getting to the ledge first.
Right.
And S2J up was able to double jump air dodge on because he'd hit the ground the last time that Marth hit him. And so Marth tried to hit Falcon, missed, and then because he was committed so much on Falcon and not realizing what was going on with his Foxes off stage, SFAT is the one who ends up losing like that whole exchange and dies at 42%. So it's a lot, and it's really crazy, and it all happened in like 6 seconds. And in the moment, like, you can't tell what happened. But like when you go back and like take it step by step, you see that like it wasn't really random. I mean, each person's decision making was probably kind of random, and that's just kind of what happened. But you can't just like it's just not something to play off as, oh, teams are so random, this is so dumb, SFAT lost the stock for no reason. Because if you look at SFAT made a bad decision that put him in a bad position, and then he ended up dying for it, as opposed to, oh, randomly SFAT gets hit off the stage and dies. Just kind of like, I thought that was something very interesting to point out, and one like great point.
Let's see it.
So we'll watch it one more time now, like normal speed. There we go. So there you go. He gets on, then shine off, up B, shine again. Oh, forward smash SFAT off the stage because he was up there for some reason. PPU tries to down tilt Falcon, ends up hitting both Falcon and Fox, and then Fox is off the stage and is at a terrible angle to up B, and so he dies. So yeah, I mean, it all happens in the span of like 4 seconds. You can't tell what's going on in the moment, but I'm sure the players, like, I'm sure SFAT and or Kevin realized what they did wrong. And then S2J didn't have a jump, didn't realize it. So now, like, after all of that craziness, somehow we're back to like 1 stock apiece, which is just kind of what happens in teams. You see, you got one extra edge guard, like, everyone tried to go for one thing on the ledge, and it ended up the people with the higher percentage stocks are the ones who normally lose out when there's a giant cluster of people on a corner of the stage. So, they're trying to edge guard. S2J missed his knee. That was sad. So you see a lot of times when it becomes a one-on-one, a lot of the time it's the Fox versus the Marth and the Fox versus the Falcon. It's just kind of what you see happen. Because sometimes people would rather fight that matchup, or sometimes that's just kind of how it happens. But normally, if you're going to end up being in two 1v1s, like, you have a preference of which person you'd rather fight. And you can tell based on how they choose to fight the person if they want to be in that 1v1 or not.
So if both teams are really stubborn in like what they want to play, like one team, for example, wants a lane switch, but one team doesn't. Like, who ends up forcing their will? Does that make sense?
So I guess if like, let's say, so they were doing a Fox Ditto and Falcon versus Marth, but they wanted to switch. Well, normally there's one person who wants to fight the Fox Ditto on one team, and the one person who doesn't. So let's say for PewFat, they want to fight the Fox Ditto and the Falcon versus Marth because they're both stronger at those matchups.
Yeah.
It's up to either Lovage or S2J to either just abandon everything and run to the other side of the stage, or to just kind of cut off one person. Like, so if they're in the middle, let's say S2J and Luggage are both in the middle of the stage, one of them can wall off the opponent, which leaves room for like the other two to fight. I hate saying this. So let's say like Luggage and S2J are in the middle. Let's see if I can get like a part where they are. Here, so let's just see right here. Like, you see them in the middle. And, let's just use this. So let's say Oscar doesn't want to fight the Marth, and Johnny doesn't want to fight the Fox. Right now, Johnny's in a position where he can just wall off Fox. So what he does is he doesn't really approach Fox, and he doesn't force his hands and try to fight the Fox. What he does is just kind of stand near the middle and create a wall of hitboxes that Fox has to run past. So, like, basically, if SFAT tries to run through to the other side to either switch the fight or try to help Pew Pew out,
Right.
Johnny will be there with like a back air or an air or stomp up air, whatever, to make sure that SFAT can't just freely run through. Like, he has to, like, SFAT in this case would have to fight Johnny to get through him to get to Pew Pew and Oscar.
Oh no, my window's minimized.
So basically my point is, like, if you want to, so kind of goes back to Tafel's question, in this case, if they want to switch and fight the Fox Ditto, but blue team doesn't want to fight that, it's up to Johnny to keep SFAT on that side of the stage and keep him over there and not let him get through, while in theory Oscar wins the Fox Marth battle, and they in the end, like, blue team would come out ahead because they're fighting the quote unquote winning matchup. If you guys get that.
All right. Before we go to the next match, I'm going to switch views real quickly. And what I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay, sure.
Ah, dang it. You can't see my screen. That, like, totally defeats the purpose of this, by the way.
Can you share your screen through Skype?
Can I?
Or would that mess things up with the camera?
I'm sure it wouldn't. What's the easiest option to do that?
Probably just, if you go, I think it's if you go view, no. If you go call and then click share screens, you can share your screen with me.
Okay.
Ah, I see it. Great.
Now wait. Actually, I shouldn't have done that one. I'm going to switch to the other one because I have to put this on presenter view for the audience.
That's fine. As long as I can see it, like, man, these are some high quality graphics Tafo's got for us.
Okay.
I'm really glad we could.
All right. So I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Whoa. I did not get so big.
All right. Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right. So this is a typical, like, situation in the beginning of the match, right? You have like 2 red people and 2 blue people, right? Now, what's your mindset, like, right from the beginning of the game? Let's say you are red on the left side.
Okay. Well, like, me as myself or as a team or.
Let's say you're teaming with a typical Fox against I don't know, a generic Fox Sheik team.
Okay.
And it's like FD.
So if I'm, can you, like, add text to this or no? For starting positions.
I can do that. You want me to add text?
Yeah, just add text, just real quick.
What am I adding?
So, or I would say, like, above each player's head for the starting, just so we can have, like, we'll put me as player 1. So say put the Sheik as player 2, and then put, like, the Foxes as 3 and 4.
All right.
Just as so they have a reference of what's going on.
I'm not sure if they could see this, but okay.
They can. They should. So the reason I wanted to do this is, like, if this is the starting position, and I'm with the Fox, I don't want to fight the Sheik. As me personally and as Peach, in teams, I have a lot better chance fighting against the Fox than I do the Sheik. So if this was my starting position, what I'll do is depending on I have basically three options from the start of the game. I'll do one of three things. Like now everyone's gonna know my secrets, but I do one of three things normally. I either full jump forward air, if I think they're gonna jump, which I don't know if I'd expect a Sheik to jump, but foxes love to start the game and just jump. So I love to full hop forward air them. I'll float. I'll just do a floating forward air, like float right at them in forward air, or I'll just straight run through them and hope they don't realize what's going on.
So like this?
So like yeah, sometimes I'll just run straight through them and hope they don't hit me, just to get to my partner and to the other opponent.
I see. All right. Well, what about this situation? Let's say you're that red guy in the middle. Like this is like the classic kind of target switch situation. So in what situations would you press the guy on the ledge, or go for the double team? Because this is a very common situation that comes up in doubles.
Okay, and this I'm the guy, the red guy,
Yes.
red guy in the middle.
Yeah.
So it would kind of depend on team comps, of course. Let's say we're against a Fox Jigglypuff, and the Jigglypuff is the one on the far left. What I'm gonna be doing is, if as the guy in the middle, is I'm gonna be like what we were talking about earlier. I'm gonna want to wall out that Jigglypuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of sit there. I'll probably float. I'll probably be like jumping up and down at different float heights. The happy face. With my like against a Puff specifically, I'll have my back to Puff, because the best way to stop Puff from getting in on me is to back air her, because it's quickest and has the most, priority and all that stuff, like comparatively.
So you're going like up here then.
So I'll be like, well, I'll be up and down, like, but I'll stay more towards the middle. Like I'll have there'll probably be less distance between me and the Fox than there would be between. I'm trying to keep as much distance between me and Puff as possible.
Okay, so you're like here then.
So I'm more over there, yeah.
All right.
But I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be that close to the Fox in theory, but for the purposes of how the scaling.
All right, you're like right about here then.
I mean, yeah.
And then you're like jumping up and floating, and if they come in, you're walling them off.
So I'm looking at both of my opponents at the same time right now.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm keeping a closer eye on not on Puff. I'm keeping a closer eye on the two on my right and seeing what's going on in that battle. But I have the corner of my eye on the Puff. So if she's trying to get too close, I'll just quickly turn her. I'll just float at her. So yeah, if she's getting like kind of close like that, I'll just quickly either full jump and back air her, or I'll float at her and back air her, or I'll do something to like keep her over there, because I don't want her to come and fight us.
Okay, so you're going like this. You're going like wham.
Yeah,
Wham.
basically.
Wham. Okay, cool.
So I'm trying to keep this, because basically in this situation, what I'm expecting is worst case scenario, my partner and the opponent go even.
Yeah.
Best case, my partner wins the trade outright and like we get a kill.
Or he hits him into you and you like combo him.
Or he'll hit him into me and we'll start doing combos. In worst case, my partner starts to lose the trade, and then I just go in and interrupt stuff. I either throw a turn up, or I'll like dash attack them, or I mean, in this case I'm like speaking as I'm Peach, because I play Peach, so it's just kind of.
All right, we're gonna skip a slide. Now this is a situation that I just cringe at, because so many people botch opportunities here. And what I'm talking about is you have one person on the other side of the stage really far away, and you've knocked off someone on the opposite end. And now you have you and your partner just standing there. You see this a lot, and it kind of frustrates you. But like, what ends up happening is red team messes up, and you don't get any kills, they don't rack up any damage.
And half the time they'll end up dying in the process.
Yeah. So in this situation, you and your partner have established a firm hold grip on virtually killing that guy. And if you guys do this correctly, you guys could wall off that guy completely. Correct?
The guy on the stage?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, what is your approach here when let's say you're teaming with a Fox? Like, what's going through your decision? I know it's like a unwritten communication you guys have, but what usually happens in this case for you?
I mean, I hate this question. This is very it's always very dependent of who's off the stage.
A character that's not super floaty like Jigglypuff.
Right. Well, I mean, we're gonna assume it's like a Fox or a Falcon or something.
All right, and we'll put them like down here.
So, in this case, it's kind of in this situation normally. whoever's nearer the ledge, well, you have one of two options. You can have one person grab the ledge and hope that the other person can just cover that and hit them off and not get screwed by the partner. Or if like there's a fox on your team, oh, Mewtwo King's just gonna throw some needles. Don't even. Mewtwo King's not gonna go there at all. I don't believe that at all. But you have to kind of look at the situation and see your risks versus your rewards. Sometimes you want to try to put everything on gimping that guy.
Right.
And sometimes you want to just like hit the other person away. So if I'm red team, it's so hard to say. But normally, what you're gonna want to do is, I guess, between you and your partner, whoever has better edge guarding. So let's say like you're not like a top level team. You're just, it's you and your friend, like mid level. Like you both have your strengths and weaknesses. You still have a lot to work on to get better at melee in general. Whoever is the better edge guarder, I would say put them on the edge guarding duties.
And by edge guarding, what do you mean?
Do
you mean like edge hogging like this, or what?
Well, let's say in this situation, you stick one person on just edge guarding like it's singles, like just he's on edge guarding duty, and then the other guy you have distracting the partner. So like my team, let's say my teammate's better at edge guarding than I am.
Yeah.
I want my teammate to try and make sure he dies, and what I'm gonna go do is just go focus on the opponent and not let them come save him.
Okay. So in this, okay, I want to change the situation up a little bit. All right, so you guys are middle of the stage, guys off stage, gonna recover. Who grabs ledge?
Oh, I have the perfect example of this going all wrong. So if you're both running at the ledge, so what I try to do is I try to tell somebody, like I try to tell my partner, yo, get the ledge, or I got it, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's like I say that out loud in person. I'm like, I got it, don't worry. But in my mind, there's either your character's fast enough to get to the ledge, or you're more in position to get the ledge, or you're not.
Right.
So like there's kind of, I guess, again, there's like three situations. There's only one of you can get to the ledge in time. Like it's Fox Peach. Like the Fox is faster. Peach won't get to the ledge in time. Fox obviously has to grab the ledge.
Yeah.
And Peach has to deal with hitting them off the stage again.
Right. And
if you're both near the ledge, whoever has the better
attack on stage.
I guess the better on stage attack, the better on stage edge guard, is the one who should stay on stage. So like with Peach Fox, like a lot of the times you'll want just the Fox to stay on stage because he can up smash.
Right.
But if maybe like you're against, what would you be against that would not be good? I don't know. But yeah, let's just say like, so in that case, if you both can grab the ledge, you want like the Peach to grab the ledge, and you want the Fox to stay on stage to do the up smash.
Okay.
But there's the third thing is what happened to me and Lucky in the very last match against Hax and SFAT at the North Run next episode. Like I could show that. I don't know if you have if you wanted it, we could actually show it.
Real fast. Well.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like the very last thing that happens.
All right. And this for the next episode. It was the last match. It was the grand finals or winners finals.
Grand finals. Yeah. Last match. It's the last like 4 seconds of the video, or well 10 seconds because something happens, and I like literally once that happened, I thought we were about to lose the video game. Oh, you're adding it to the queue for me to do?
Yeah.
Oh, where'd that thing go? Okay. How do I switch? Just click on. Nope.
Click the black. There's like a black signal.
Oh, okay, I see it. All right, we'll just watch it from here probably. Oh, wait. Let's watch it. Let's watch it from like 16:10. Okay. So I kill SFAT. That was such a bad, terrible positioning on my part, but that's not the point. So what happens is we're in 2v1 versus Hacks. Everyone's at high percent. Like, anyone can easily win this. Hacks gets back safely, blah, blah, blah. I get that fair on him. So right here, we're both running to grab the ledge. And you see Lucky's gonna get there first, but at the same time, there's enough time for me to get to the ledge. Now watch what happens. I turn around like that. So, because with Peach, you have to, like, the only way to turn around is to roll. So what happens is, I roll to the ledge, like I'm gonna grab it, and Joey was going for it, like he was gonna grab it. And in this situation, I thought it would be best if he just grabs the ledge and lets me hit him off stage again. So if you can probably watch the corner, and you'll see me going, grab it, grab it, grab it, grab the ledge, grab the ledge, grab the ledge. But then what happens is we both kind of freaked out. Well, you can't see it in slow motion. But what happens is you'll watch us both like kind of go for it. We'll both stop, and then I'll try to still go for it, and I mess up.
Right. Okay,
so like we're both running for it. He doesn't grab it. I'm like, and then Hacks luckily did that, and he covered all that.
That was a literally close call.
But you can watch, like, if you watch the top corner, you'll see me shouting at him. Well, kind of. It's probably hard to see on this. But yeah, anyway. So what happens there is that exact thing that Tafa was just talking about. And we totally botched it so hard.
All right. And in the last position before we go to the next match is this is a very common situation where you have one guy cornered. Like, and then this guy here that I'm highlighting in this box, he needs to be covering options, which a lot of people don't seem to realize. So what should that second guy be doing? Are you at the PowerPoint? McCain?
Well.
Oh, there we
hello.
go. Oh, sorry. We had internet connection problems, apparently.
There we go. Okay, yeah. No, I was like waiting for it on your stream instead of checking the Skype. Okay.
All right, so we have the second guy here, right?
Is this like a 2v1 situation? Or?
Yes, where the blue is cornered. Yet, what I tend to see happen, especially when you have like a really good player team with like a really bad team's player, is like that good guy will carry, and that bad guy won't really do anything. So like, what should this like guy in the middle of the screen be doing?
You have a couple options. Honestly, your best option might just be to stand there. Depending on your character and their speed and all that jazz, like, sometimes you can literally just stand there. Whoa.
Oh, sorry. I need to...
That text box. Like, sometimes literally your best option is just stand there and wait.
Stand where? Should he be standing here?
No. Okay. I feel you. So, depending on your character's speed and their punish ability, you want to stand within that range of your partner. So you want to be able to stay close enough to punish anything that might happen if they get hit, but far enough away so that you don't get in anyone's way.
Yeah. Would you say...
So depending on your character, like if you're really fast, you know, you can stand closer. If you're slower, or if you're fast, you can stand farther away. But
what's the I mean, my invisible philosophy is I usually like to stand right about one roll distance away. That if this guy rolls somehow, that I'm able to directly cover it. Is that how you usually space it with Peach, or?
Sometimes. Like I said, that you know, so many matchups dependent and all that stuff. But
right.
That's a good thing to do, is stay within punishing the roll range. If your other person's staying really aggro on them. But some rolls are kind of trash, so that like they could cover it too.
Yeah.
But it's good. That's not a bad idea. Is if you're a faster character, especially like Sheik's sort of fast, right? I'd say.
Yeah, she's pretty fast.
Not faster than like Fox or Falcon, but she's fast enough.
She can cover space.
Yeah, she can. So what she could do is like what Toph was saying is, you're basically gonna stand there to cover. You're probably gonna cover it with a grab, right? If you're like trying to cover their roll with a grab. So what Toph was trying to do is stay close enough that he can react to their roll with a grab.
Okay. And then you're usually down smashing.
I mean,
Or
I
fairing.
probably won't down smash in this situation, but
You'd be floating fair.
I might just float fair. I might just an instant nair. I might just grab.
Okay. If this is like an evil fox, then you can kill.
Well, and it also depends on their percentage, because if they're not at a like, I don't always like grab team combos at lowish percents, depending on the characters, because they don't always work out.
Right. That makes sense. Okay. Well, those are like the 4 positions. I think those are some good. I mean, is there any other positions you'd want to do? I think these were the ones that I generally thought were, very common that
Yeah, no, that's good.
that people kind of like mess up for one reason or another. Alrighty, we can go back to match 2, and then if the stream has any questions, we're totally down to answer. I mean, the stream chat seems to be kind of silent, but All right, let's move on to Beast 4. Let's move on to that match that you wanted to see.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, no one's
Oh my god,
chatting.
this commentary was so. I mean, don't listen to the commentary. It'll hurt your ears.
Isn't it just worshipping Armada and how great Europe is?
No, remember. I don't know if you listened, but it was Mike Hagar and whoever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm leaving it on silent.
Okay.
What okay? They need to increase the size.
Oh, there we go. Ow. Okay, so.
All right, there we go. Sorry.
Things to keep in mind right now is that Armada and Aniolis are big on like their teamwork and their team combos and stuff like that. So even though Aniolis is comparatively is easily the worst player on the screen, probably by a big enough margin. Cause I don't really know where Aniolis stands, and I don't know how much he's been playing recently and all that stuff. Because this is from Beast. This is like the most recent Beast tournament that they were at. So even though Aniolis is the worst player on the screen by enough of a margin, that you would expect that Leffen and Ice could just probably win this. But the teamwork and the team strategy that Armada and Aniolis have will cover a lot of Aniolis' weaknesses and let his team strength shine, which allow them to beat a lot of teams they normally don't. So here, what I would do is I'm just gonna watch Armada because it's Armada. But I think he really kind of shows like why the team can be so strong, and Aniolis just kind of sits in the background. Or we can watch it from Aniolis' point of view.
I think that might be better. It's like showing how like normal people deal with things because like we're not Armada, and yeah. It's like a normal person and achieving great things.
Right, as opposed to, oh my god, it's Armada, let me just...
I can't do that combo. Screw this.
Yeah, I can't do that combo. I don't even know how he can do that combo.
Yeah.
I still don't even think that's a real combo. Like, that's Armada. Alright, so we'll watch this from Aniolis' point of view. Which isn't something I've actually done yet, so this will be kind of interesting. So he's kind of letting Armada just do the edge guarding. Armada's the better edge guarder. Armada, Right there, Aniolis messed up his own opportunity to cover the option. Like, the teamwork there, Aniolis just kind of misplayed it. Like, whatever. It happens. But the team strategy was solid there. So he's kind of running around. He's definitely going to let Armada be the front runner. But he's keeping his own in the 1v1. So you'll see this team will turn into... It looks like it's always going to be 2 1v1s, but it's really not. Like, they're both always close enough to help each other out, for the most part.
What does that mean?
So in teams, like, there's different ways to kind of play it, but what'll happen is that you'll kind of each fight one person. So that's kind of when each person's like on one side of the stage fighting one person, it's kind of considered like 2 1v1s. And that can happen a lot on a stage like Dreamland, especially with slower characters like Peach and Sheik. Well, Sheik's not as slow, but especially with someone like Peach, like, you're not gonna, if someone hits you off the stage, you're not going to be able to go run to the other side to help with the 2v1. Or, I mean, if you hit someone off the stage, you're not going to be able to, like, go 2v1 someone, so you kind of just stay and try to edge guard the one person.
Right.
And then, so in this case, I say it's like it's gonna look like it's two 1v1s, but Annihilus and Armada are gonna play. Annihilus specifically is gonna pay close attention to what's going on, and he's always gonna be able to jump in and either hit the other opponent or go help Armada out whenever the time needs. So like kind of like a target switch, he'll just drop whatever he's doing, and his target becomes save Armada, in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
Or help Armada is the target, you know, something like that. So we're going. Annihilus gets flown off the stage. She's probably dead because Powell. Yep. Okay. So Armada just kind of floats around trying to wait for Annihilus to come back. Did not the best job of it, but oh well. So Annihilus just kind of sits in his shield, like hoping they wouldn't grab him or go on him. Stays pretty safe until Armada comes back. Right there, basically, Armada ran in and helped Annihilus and punished the Sheik. So you'll see it kind of from both sides. You'll see Annihilus run around, like right there. He hit the Sheik off, and instead of trying to go for the edge guard, he went straight over to help Armada with the Fox. And because Sheik's fast enough, you can kind of do that. Whereas Peach would take like a whole day and a half to get across the stage. And I think a lot of times you're going to see in this situation, if possible, you're going to see Annihilus grab the ledge and roll up. Because Armada's the better edgeguarder on stage and is probably going to cover options better than Annihilus would. Even though, in theory, maybe Sheik you would expect to be the better edgeguarder on stage, you know?
I see.
Let's see. So, Annihilus, yeah, that was a bad fair. He dies for it. So, Armada's going to kind of wait. Saw an opportunity to hit ice while Annihilus was dead. Guess the edgeguard. So, Annihilus, again, kind of like right there was trying to help Armada, stay in the right distance, just didn't actually do the right move at the right time. And one thing you can do in shield, you'll see Annihilus a lot is actually sitting in shield, because he kind of is just trying to get the two people to fight him, and then have Armada punish. So kind of like what you always hear about, like the Fox being the support or whatever. In this case, Sheik is kind of the one going in and letting Armada be that supporting Fox who's going to come and do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So right there, you saw Armada down smash Annihilus. Let's see. Let me go back and watch it. So you'll see Armada. So basically, because Ice was rolling from the ledge, Annihilus wasn't going to be able to grab it. But the team chemistry and the teamwork that Armada and Annihilus have, they know that, like, basically it's kind of like an unwritten rule that Annihilus is going to try to get the ledge. And if he doesn't get the ledge, Armada is going to do an attack that's going to hit him, and then Annihilus is going to tech that and then get his up B back.
Right.
But I mean, in this case, he doesn't get the tech. But
we have a quick question from Rotarial, and he's wondering how he's kind of saying like, oh, like, you know, you should look for 2v1 situations, and so like, what are like the considerations for forcing a 2v1 and as opposed to a 1v1? I guess I'll start off, and you can kind of piggyback off of me. Okay. And so, like, when you play a 1v1, the openings aren't always there for you, especially when you play somebody roughly your level or possibly even better. You're going to struggle to find an opening. But if you kind of position yourself to kind of fight off the 1v1 to keep one person busy while you're fishing for openings, the 2v1s are beneficial for your team, basically because when one opponent on their team overcommits, their back is going to be facing one of you guys, and that leads to a free opening that's a lot easier to get to start a combo, as opposed to trying to struggle for an opening in a 1v1.
Can you pull up your PowerPoint again, like, real quick? Was he here? Were you here for that, Volt? Because if you go to the PowerPoint...
yeah, we'll switch scenes.
Yeah.
We'll go to...
Well, I know which one I want. Oh, I have to go look in Skype. I keep forgetting. Go to, yeah, this one specifically. So kind of move it back like how it was when you started.
Okay, and we'll say that you're like MacD.
So what we're doing in this situation, instead of fighting two 1v1s per se, maybe the two on the right are fighting each other. So like they're kind of having their 1v1. The red person in the middle, what he's doing is he's not necessarily fighting the other blue member. He's just kind of keeping him at bay. He's keeping him distracted.
Right.
So, like, he's watching out to see what's going on the right side of him, but he's not really trying to. He doesn't want this to be two 1v1s, kind of like what you're saying. You kind of want to force the 2v1, So what he's doing is he's not getting greedy with it though. He's waiting, he's biding his time and waiting for his right moment. So what he's doing is he's keeping opponent blue 1. He's, we'll call him left 1, blue 1. So red 1 is keeping blue 1 at bay. And basically what's going to happen is one of two things. Blue 1 is going to go in at the wrong time. And red 1's going to get a nice hit on him, like, a strong back air or something. And then instead of going to edge guard blue 1, red 1 will go help double team the other blue guy real quick. So it's like, what what are you looking for? Okay, there you go. So what happens is red 1 didn't try to force anything. He just kind of let it happen, let blue 1 overcommit, and then he strikes when he sees the opportunity. And so now you got the 2v1 situation that you were talking about that you wanted.
You get about like 3 seconds of like 2v1 time. It's like a power play if you watch hockey or anything. And so yeah, good question.
And then you kind of go back. What happens is blue 1's going to try to come back, right? So he wants to go help, but then if red 1, depending on what happened, maybe the thing's reset. So now red 1's going to go back to what he was doing and try to wall off that blue 1 again.
And we mentioned target switching earlier. So one little nifty trick you can do is that the blue guy here on the left is going to be a little bit overzealous to help his partner. And if they're not really experienced in teams, you can target switch by faking and attacking to the guy on the right and just hit the guy on the left instead.
So like something would be like maybe full jump or like short hop or full jump like kind of to the right, like you're going for the blue member, but then use your double jump to go backwards and then just come down with a bear or something.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on your character, you'll figure it out. Like, you'll figure out the best way to, like... And if you have a character in mind, like, if you ever have a specific team, like, if you have a team comp, like, I'll be glad to, like, go over team comps with you and what you guys might want to do. And, like, if you guys ever have team videos of you two or you want to just talk teams with me on my stream, I'd be glad to, like, come help you with stuff like this.
Yeah.
On a more, like...
personal level.
Because yeah, it's hard to say. There's 4 characters. Like these 4 characters could be anything, and that each situation greatly changes.
Yeah, that's why you got to know like matchups and how they kind of space and zone. Anyway,
because when
go ahead.
I would say for a situation like this specifically in my head, what always comes to mind is that there's a Puff on the other team, and so in my case, like in my head, blue 1 is Puff and red 1 is me, and I'm kind of keeping Puff at bay. Just because, like, in my, with my team's experience and my team's partners, neither one of us really wants to fight the Jigglypuff. So, like, the best way to fight the Jigglypuff is to have me wall her off, but not, like, engage her, And then when the opportunity strikes, go for the 2v1.
Okay. All right, let's go back to the match.
But, yeah, we can go back to the match. Boop.
All right. You have control, I believe.
Okay, Smash Studios, please do not hate on the MS Paint. I know Travelkins is not as great at the MS Paint as I am, but...
I'm not Kirby Kaze. Shout out to Demo Kirby.
Dude, have you seen my logos, though? Oh, I need to do a Smash Studios logo. What a great idea. I'm sorry. Okay, distractions. Okay, anyway. So we're going back to the match. Annielus is dying. So we're focusing, for those of you, we're focusing on Annielus again. So what he does is he comes down, tries to help Armada get out. Armada gets out, so that's good. And he also just kind of following up. He noticed that the other Sheik was in hit stun, so kind of fell down with the back air. His job right there was perfect. His job is to cover any option where the Fox is going to go. And because this is PAL, that's greatly reduced. Okay, and I want to focus on one thing Armada did right there, because watching it was amazing in the commentary. So watch Armada and see how he gets this edge guard on Fox. So Annielus hits him off. Armada, he hits him off again. And basically, what Armada does is he doesn't need to go down for the fair because this is PAL and Fox's up B isn't going to reach. So what Armada does is he just uses his body to body block the needles. So basically what happens is the one way that Ice could save Leffen is effectively gone just because Armada is using his float and sitting there. So there's things like that in teams that like you'll start to get aware of, like how the opponent wants to save their partner, and you can just stop it with your body. So when it's like lasers, needles, turnips, stuff like that, you can just body block what they're trying to do.
Right. And one thing I'd like to add is that, like, I mean, I like to break down the game in like terms of micro spacing and like macro spacing, like the more zoning. So there's a lot of players that aren't as good as singles at like figuring out like specific situations, but they're great at teams because they know how to zone and they know how to space like and control the stage. And those are skills that are really more emphasized in teams more than singles. So like the good players, like they're always gonna know like what position can maximize like the way they can like hold ground or punish or react to things. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, so we'll go back to watching what's his face? Oh, so now they're in a 2v1 situation. So Aniolis tries to get a grab, doesn't get it. Just kind of sits in his shield and is like waiting, trying to either make Ice go overzealous or get a oh god, and then here comes a team combo. And this is just Team UGS, like they all he had to do was hold on to the ledge, and Armada would cover anything else. But let's go back and watch their little, like, this is what everybody loves, right? The team combos.
Yeah.
So, Aniolis kind of got it started, and then you see that Armada just, like, they all know, they know the hit stuns, the hit directions, or the hit, I don't know, what would you call it? Hit stun plus distance.
Yeah.
Of, I guess the knockback and the hit stun of each move. And so Armada was able to, like, he did that up air, and then I think he just let Aniolis take the next hit, right? After this up air. Yeah. Armada is, so what Armada did is he hit the up air, and instead of going for his own continuation of the combo, he knew Aniolis would get it.
So basically he's not prepping for like the current hit, he's prepping for the hit after.
So yeah, he does his up air, and because of their team chemistry and their trust and their all that great stuff, he's like, okay, if I hit this up air, Aniolis is in a position to hit him. So I'm going to let Aniolis take the punish off my up air. So Aniolis fares him because that's, that's probably the... Sheik's is so good for team combos like this because
it's like the perfect trajectory.
The trajectory is so good. So Armada runs to the right knowing about, you can kind of see the percent of Sheik, and as a player, you should kind of have an idea of where Sheik would end up, which is what Armada does. And then Aniolis... he barely missed that forward air. Like, he had the right idea, but I think Ice DI'd a little higher than Aniolis was expecting. And then he still gets the coverage on the platform. Armada comes in with another nair, and then Aniolis kind of basically finishes it up. So things like that come, like, you want the... I know a lot of people, like, who play teams are like, man, we have to do a cool team combo. But that'll come, that comes through time and practice, and...
I think just being in the right position to follow up is like more important than like, oh, what's the best combo? Because when you position correctly and you understand where to be, like those opportunities come like naturally.
Because that happened with was it me and Fiction or me and Lucky?
Probably Lucky.
It was me and Lucky against Ken and Lil Fumi. We got a 2v1 on Ken, and we basically both just kept hitting. We volleyball them back and forth, basically from 0 to death. Just because, like, it's nothing we'd ever planned or done before, but we both kind of know the hitboxes, the knockbacks, the distance, or not the hit stun, and our height jumps, and, like, all that stuff. So we just kind of knew where he would go, so we were able to volley him for, like, 70-80%.
Wow. Alright, so that seems like it's the end of the match, and it's been in, like, an hour. Let's open it up to any questions, and then we can call it a night.
All right. Well, you guys start out with the questions. Well, I'll have closing remarks, I guess.
All right. We'll open the floor for a little bit for the 50 some odd people that are here.
Unless I see certain questions, then I might just go off on my own tangent.
Well, there's I think Little England asked a question earlier. If I scroll up, Little England has a question. What do you think about different characters and their archetypes in teams? Do you think that certain teams are limited by these archetypes?
Oh my gosh, Little England, please. My brain. So is he basically asking if certain characters can only play certain roles, and that kind of makes things, like, iffy?
I think so. I think he's thinking about it more in terms of like AD carry and support. Like there's like an aggressor and a support, and so I think he's thinking in those terms. Like, can you win with two supports, or like two characters that would typically support?
I feel like it's not the character so much as the playstyle. Because what happens is, what you saw with Armada and Anniolus is sometimes Anniolus would just approach first and go in. And, like, since when does Sheik have an approach game, you know? Like, Peach would... It's like, if you're thinking about Peach and Sheik, like, your ideal, quote-unquote, ideal team... I should face my camera, not my... Or I'll just move it, because I want to face the chat. So, when you're thinking of your ideal team comp, quote unquote, if you're gonna theory craft and you get a Peach and a Sheik, you're like, well, Peach has the better approaches, so we'll have Peach be the aggressor and Sheik be the support or whatever. But in my mind, it's not necessarily what the character can do. What tool? I mean, obviously the character has to have tools to do stuff, but it's how you make use of them. So like you'll see Anniolus would run in, and he would be the aggressor, quote unquote, but he wasn't necessarily like approaching or being aggressive in a stupid way. Like sometimes he would just run up and shield. He would just kind of run up, just kind of wait, like maybe throw out a back air, a forward air, and then just shield. So he'd kind of put himself in there, but wouldn't just like blindly approach. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like where I'm going with this is that kind of like any character can kind of fill any role to a point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the same applies. Like, if you have, like, I don't know, Sheik Fox against, like, Ness Kirby, like, the Sheik Fox, I mean, there's ceilings, but, like, if you're talking, like, the actual playable characters, like, there's a lot of combinations I feel that can work more than people think.
Because, like, Double Peach is such a, like, out of all the double teams, like, or the Ditto teams, or whatever you want to call them, I feel like Double Peach is one of the best ones just because Peach can play both roles, so can play both sides of the coin so well.
I would look at it in terms of categories too, like survivability, ability to hold stocks, ability to control space, ability to rack up damage, and like ability to get kills. Like those are things you should be looking for more than defining people as support or like a support or the aggressor. Like, can this character kill things?
Because like, and some of the funniest stories, the funniest points is it's like when me and Connor would team, and I would team with Connor's Fox, or even Zeus Fox. Like I would get 6 kills a match. Like, sure he was Fox, but I was still getting the kills. So, you know, just because a character you normally see a Fox getting all the kills, you normally see this happening, doesn't mean that's how your team is going to work out per se.
Right.
Like when I team with SFAT would get like 6 kills a match, but when I teamed with like Zoo and Connor, I'd get like 6 kills a match. So
right, and I think it comes back down to just understanding situations and where you need to be. Like if the Fox is aggressive, then you just space accordingly to accommodate your partner. There's another question: is it good enough to make a team based on playing against your partner in singles enough and knowing generally how they play, or do you have to play a lot of doubles with them to make a successful team?
I mean, you've always got to play doubles and work with them. So what the very first person I remember becoming a static teammate with was this little Sheik maid named Sharigami.
I remember them.
Yeah, dude, I love Sharigami. We were both even enough in skill level. He started off a little better than me, and then as time went on, I got better than him. But we stayed as a team, and what we did, me and him personally, just talked about team strategies a lot. And this is kind of the point I wanted to get to, is that if you take the time, you know, it doesn't have to be a lot of time, but take the time to discuss situations in teams and go over them, you're going to have like a lot more luck in the teams matches, and things are going to make a lot more sense to you. So like what we did before matches, or sometimes just during the day before we even knew who we were going to play, it was like we do exactly what Tafa was talking about, but we had Peach Sheik in mind. It's like, well, what if this person's off the stage? What do we do? And it's like, well, I always want Sheik to grab the ledge, and I want to be on stage, is what me and Sharigami decided. Because Sheik has a better ledge game, and Peach is better on the stage. And then it's like, obviously, you know, you can't always go for that. You can't always hope to get that. but we would talk about it. It's like, ideally, if we're both running to the ledge, who's going to grab it? And then it was like, okay, well, Sharigami's going to grab it. So that way, that was just like a way to build the trust and build like our team's knowledge without needing to, without talking in game and without like playing a bunch of teams.
Right, and I think that's good. I mean, I think prior communication, even communication in the match, helps so much because if you leave things to assumptions about your partner, like just like in marriage and relationships, like things can go haywire if you're not prepped, and so like you guys can like hit each other trying to go for the ledge, and that's like a situation that could be avoided completely if you guys like plan and you guys talk about the situations like McCain said. And communicating during the match is important too. So like telling your partner like, hey, like this fox is whooping me, like can we switch, or I need help. Like you can't assume like right from the get-go that your partner's gonna know like what you need.
So that was kind of a point I wanted to make, is that for those of you guys who do like teams and want to play teams, what you should do is like find a teammate. He doesn't like. I understand that people like want someone around your skill level, which is understandable. And some people are like, man, I can't find a teammate around my skill level. And I don't know if that's just because I lived in California, but I find that almost impossible to believe that somehow you're so much you're so much above everyone else, but you're so much below all the better players. So I don't buy that. But I would say find a teammate, find someone you like, someone whose style, like, kind of know how you play teams. Play some teams, figure out how you play teams. Realize if you're more of an aggressor, you're more of a support, if you'd rather go in, if you don't want, whatever. Figure that stuff out. Find a partner who might complement you. And, go from there. Start talking about teams, start trying to figure out just minor things in teams, like who's going to cover what are you going to do if you get a grab, what's the plan? Are you just going to do your own combo? Are you going to let your teammate come and help you? If you get a grab, which throw are you going to do? Like if I'm Peach, should I up throw, should I down throw, do you want me to back throw him at you, should I just forward throw? If he's at these percents, if he's at those percents, like if you really want to get good, just talk about stupid simple things like that. And really, you're going to get a lot better just that way. Just because you talked about it and thought it out, like, you have a lot of team chemistry, even if you haven't played as many teams games.
Yeah. Alrighty. And I think that's pretty much it for questions. Any closing thoughts? There's this pretty cool picture of Fiction.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I was wondering how long until it would show up.
Let me put it in the window. We'll put a pseudo adorable picture of Fiction winning because he won the tournament. So, well known fact: if you win a tournament in SoCal, we have this guy Anthony Janice Lonnie who makes these cute, interesting caricatures of you. So it's like getting the green jacket in golf. Like everybody wants it. Everybody wants that green jacket. Have you won a green jacket yet, McCain?
Well, F you.
I haven't won one either.
You haven't gone to enough.
I've gone to like 11 of them.
Okay, you know what? Whatever. What's your highest placing, Tafo Keens?
5th or 4th.
Okay, well then. One day.
Alrighty. Any closing points?
Work on teams. You gotta put in the work just like you do in singles. And as I know it's a little harder because you're working with a teammate, but it like pays off. Like, I don't know. For me personally, like the feeling you get when you win with your partner is, I don't know, to me it's just like, it's so much cooler to share that experience winning with somebody than it is like doing it alone.
Right.
Because I have my matches and I beat people, but like when me and Fiction beat people, I don't know, it's just like, we're just like, dude, like we just did it, and then I don't know, just in the moment you can feel it.
Did you guys lose to Grab and Go?
Can we not talk about that?
We won't. I'm sorry. I don't want to make many shots.
That was disgusting. No, we're so disgusted and upset with our performance at that tournament, and the BS that was our pool. But that's not the point. Also, for those of you guys here, I mean, you guys can spread the word. What I might do, I have like so much going on in my life, and I don't know how to spread out the time for everything. But what I might do is instead of making Teams tutorials like off the bat in the beginning, what I might do is just ask like different people to have, if you and your partner like want to come and talk to me about how to work out together as a team. Maybe I'll do that instead. So kind of like teams lessons, or like teams theory crafting with your partner. Like I'll help you. We do it on stream, of course, so people would know your strategies. But
Yeah.
I think that's something I want to do, especially after this. I think it'd be really helpful.
You know, even if people know your strategy, like as long as you build up your fundamental play, like it shouldn't matter as much.
Yeah, dude. Everybody knows I'm gonna down smash on the platform, but
yeah,
come at me. Come at me.
It's like saying like double whipped is gonna do this, but it's like you find out that one gimmick, but figure out he's gonna whip you anyway because his fundamentals are so much better than yours. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. Let's go back to the promotion. So how do we contact you?
All right, so you can find me on Twitter at MacD Smash. And you can find me on Twitch at MacD Smash. Right there. See, there's my Twitch. I just posted in the chat. I mean, follow me here and on Twitter. And just if you feel like asking me questions, oh look, there I am. Nyan, Yoshi.
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 Yoshi. I can do a good Mario triple jump. Let me do it. Yeah. Woohoo. Yaha.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Good job.
Okay.
But yeah, so maybe that's what I'll do. And so you guys kind of get the first hit. If you guys, you and your partner, or you and a friend, either are just starting out as a team, or are kind of an experienced team, or whatever, maybe I'll have you guys on stream, and we'll talk about ways to make you, like, you know, help out your team dynamic instead of just YOLOing it, basically.
Alrighty. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for all these 64 people. That's 24 more than I thought I was gonna get today. It's good for first episode. Yeah.
Dude, Mac type. Don't even trip.
So if you guys want, I mean, we're gonna be doing Smash Labs at least once a month, hopefully sooner. So if you want a particular player to be on the Smash Lab, go ahead and let us know on the Melee It On Me Facebook group. All right. Have a great night, everybody. It's a
Oh,
week.
by the way, peeps.
Yes.
I'll probably stream in a bit. What the fuck was that?
I don't even know.
I can't read the chat now.
Dude, that HD Brian, what is he doing?
Fucking HD Brian, what the hell? You can't just... This is what fucking Wes did. I was asking for pictures of hot girls, and he linked the longest possible link in my chat.
We didn't have it under Melee.
Oh my gosh. And now it all makes sense.
We could have gone at least 100.
Yeah,
Oh
seriously.
well, this will be up on archives. And yeah, so this is just to promote Smash Labs and also promote, you know, Melee teams. MacD is a really excellent teams player, and he's going to be streaming a lot, so make sure you follow him. And I don't have work on Friday tomorrow, so I'm excited. It's the weekend for me, and I hope you guys have a good Friday and a happy Easter.
That plug. Guys, I don't have work tomorrow, but
All right.
good luck if you do.
Alrighty. Good night.
Topic said.